Love is the commitment and the desire to do what's best for the receiver.
Mm.
Love doesn't mean no pain.
If you just have a good job, you finish college, automatically society says, oh, you must be ready. They don't think about spiritually, mentally, emotionally, is this person ready?
You are valuable. Your life matters. God values your life, and you are here for a purpose. You are here for such a time as this. I want us to talk more about some of the challenges, the pressure, because sometimes women feel like, I think it's a lot of weight. You have to do this, you have to provide, you have to do this. You get what I mean? Like, it's a lot of weight. And sometimes, the pressure and everything, they feel like you're supposed to be the man of the house. You're supposed to be, men don't cry, boys don't cry. So when you're going through stuff, you don't even know how to express your frustration. You don't even know how to express, the weight and everything. So what are some of those challenges that people don't even, like, men go through, or even single people and even married people go through, boys, that people are not aware of, and maybe we can especially the female gender now, can be a bit more graceful, because if you don't understand, because a lot of people don't understand, we don't, like, the women are they don't understand, so as you said nothing can prepare you, and even it's not easy to be a father, as you said, because you're in it now. Looking at Theo has no idea. Be in that shoe, because for you now, single, you were just like, this is what I wish, this, I wish that, but you are in it. Like, hey, this is what it is. So what would you say? What are the things that you feel like are some of those things that they don't talk about, that are just like challenging for the male gender, that we need to be more graceful and accommodating?
The first one that comes to my mind is that men have emotions and feelings. There's this stigma, like you said, oh, men don't cry. Oh no, I tell my boy, it's okay to cry.
Right.
It's okay to cry. You need to cry. I mean, statistically, and one of the reasons why, women live longer than men is because they express their emotions. They cry. Men usually have a lot more heart attacks, a lot more strokes, because they bottle things up a lot, right? One thing is just to, I'd say, is maybe be more, conscientious that, men, even though in your eyes you may feel like, oh, what are they doing to be stressed? Or like, I mean, what is it? Is it not just their job is just to maybe, I only ask them to work and provide. I don't have any expectations on them other than that. After all, I do X, Y, and Z. The way God has created men and women is very different, you know, um, and we have to understand that. There's so much that women can do in terms of the capacity that a woman can do maybe 10 different things, and still be cool, calm, and fine, right? You might give a guy 2 or 3 things and he's stressed out because he's just wired differently, right? And we need to understand that, and the pressure that is put on men sometimes, like even Theo is saying, the preparation of just even becoming a man who is ready for marriage, the expectation sometimes, and depending on, where you are, if you just have a good job and maybe you finish college, automatically society says, oh, you must be ready, right? They don't think about, spiritually, is this person ready? You know, mentally, emotionally, is this person ready? And how can you handle, stress? How do you handle stress? How do you handle, in marriage, it's not just about you. The dynamics completely change. There's so many more balls in the air that you have to be able to manage at all times, right? So I think going back to your question is just maybe being, and I feel this about a lot of things. If everybody just tries to put themselves in the other person's shoe, it will make life so much easier for everybody, right? If we're a lot more empathetic, if we try and understand where the other party is coming from and where the other party is at, I think it makes a big difference. But the mental health part is probably the biggest thing that isn't spoken about because it's such like a taboo, because men are seen to be this strong, solid fortitude that is just able to withstand all things at all times, and you're expected to do X, Y, and Z, and you shouldn't complain about it because that's what you're expected to do, right? So that's probably what I would say in a nutshell.
And I want to say something like, when you guys get to your own circle, like guys' circle, what do you guys talk about? Like when you're frustrated, do you express yourself? What are the things? Because you guys don't. I don't know if you are deep. Like when you get to your circle. So let me go to the single guys now. So when you get to your circle, what are the things that you guys even talk about? Like, what do you express yourself? Do you talk about stuff? I don't understand. What are the things you guys? Eh?
We talk about what we still talk about. We still about. I guess I think sometimes we say men don't share their emotions, but it's not that they don't share it. It's not in the way you receive it. Right? It's not that we don't share it. We could have said the same thing, but the way, because I guess the way women emote, not the way men emote. Right? And women would have the whole theatrical thing. Maybe some are quiet. Some men just get quiet. That's him speaking, but you're not.
Even in silence, speaking.
Yeah, that's him speaking right there. Because this is where servitude comes in a big thing. When you serve your partner, it's you're watching them, like you're constantly looking at. If you see a baby now, if you don't hear your baby cry for a while, go and check. Baby, you're your child. Like, are you okay? If parents just randomly go to the room, let's check your parents. Even when I was younger, I'll be in my room. Mom open the door. Just do this. She won't say anything and just walk away. Just so that I was there. Just checking in. Yeah. So a lot of people are communicating, just not in the same way you want to receive it. But I think we've made women the people who are the emotional police. If we don't emote the way they emote, if we don't cry the way they cry, if we don't do the whole thing, then we didn't show emotion. But that's we just show it in different ways and we receive it in different ways. I said men and women are built different. So if I emote like you, then I'd be you. Now that's the guy, and I guess that's the thing. If I had to do everything that you did, then I would just be you. But I'm me. So men talk about how we feel.
Yeah.
And we express it. Especially when you have really good friends, they'll talk. Like, you should definitely talk to your friends. I mean, we talk to our friends. We tell them what's going on. We'll vent, and then we'll even laugh about it. Men will even joke about your problem, and in a way that kind of relieves the pain. Yeah, sometimes in a way they'll joke about it. Sometimes for guys, it's not even about telling you the problem. Can we just be here? I don't even want to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because just being.
I'm so straight. I just want a cave. Yeah. They call it man cave.
Man cave. Let's just stay here and just have fun. You know what I'm saying? So men could be that this is not interaction is healing. Because we know that, okay, our friends, they got us. Okay, so we don't have to even for this few minutes or few hours. That's why sometimes I see on TV anyway. I won't say I know. I see on TV. I girls will say, or social media, how they say how the guy wants to go to be with his friends more than he wants to be with the girl. That's because when the guys, there's no sense of pressure. Everybody's on the same playing field. There's no sense of expectation. Just me with the guys. And we'll laugh, giggle, whatever, and it's done. So I think for the guys, that's definitely, we do talk. We definitely talk. I think we even talk even more brutally to each other. Because when a guy, if you ever see guys will say things, especially with my friend group, some people used to ask, like, are we even friends? Right? Because there's no sugarcoating. If you want to act weird, because I'm your friend, so I'm telling you. Like, the world we live in is very weird. Your friends are supposed to be the ones who cuddle you. My own friend group, there's zero room for cuddling. That's because I know where I'm going. If you're my friend, I need you to be on the same thing. And if you're falling, I'm going to catch you. Now, truth without grace will break you. And grace without truth will not prosper you. So, the level of grace, we have to, even though I'll chastise you, bring you back in. Once again, that father thing, even though I came at you, I bring you back. It's not just, oh, go away. I'm not going to give out to you. That's not how we do it. But we know that even though we're doing it, there's a love, there's that brotherly love involved. Regardless, when guys speak, we're much more to the point.
We don't go. You guys don't go round and round like ladies. Go.
Yeah. There's no time.
Some guys do though.
Right? There's no time for it. Just go. That's it.
You go round and round. So what is the point? What is the point? Yeah, go ahead.
It may seem for women, when we see guys talk, it may seem very blunt and very like, that was very, why you say it like that? But in the other guys, or the guy who got the chastising, he's kind of like, okay. That didn't faze him.
Yeah.
Sometimes even guys get offended the fact that you went around. Because like, why are you sugarcoating it? Just tell it to me straight so I can fix it.
Yeah. Another thing I want to get before I quickly round up, I want to talk about men and honesty. Men and honesty. You know, even especially when it comes to even girls, to men and women, you know, they be like, women cannot handle the truth if you truly tell the truth.
I don't think that's true. That's what I was saying. Truth without grace will break you.
No, but see, let me say something. All of this, you see this discussion that we are doing here, there are some stories I have behind the scene like this. But they will tell you that they cannot come online, come and be saying stuff because they are going to break table. They are going to shake table. That they will not tell you. They have that circle. They will tell you. They will say those things that ladies, they cannot handle the truth. Now, what is your response to that about men and honesty as it comes to relationship?
Based on your question, this is not a man question. This is a woman question. The question is, why can't you handle this?
No. It's a bad question because a lot of men lie. A lot of people lie. They lie. It's true now. See, relationship. I'm not talking right now, but as I'm saying, I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about just Christianity. I'm talking about real life situation and everything. That if they actually tell us what it is, the truth.
I think Theo already kind of answered that, and I'll just piggyback off his phrase that truth without grace will break you, and I think it comes down to the wisdom on how you speak your truth. That I think is what it comes, because yes, you can say there are some people, no matter how you say it, they are just so emotionally wired that they can't handle any kind of criticism. And there are some people like that, but I would not put that as a female trait. I think it's just, it's not about male or female. There are just some people who can't handle criticism. Whether you say it in a nice way, polite way, they just get very defensive. They're just so locked up in that way. But I think it's down to, how you present it. And it's funny because me and my wife was talking about this just literally like a day or two ago. And I don't think it's a matter of women can't handle the truth. I just think it's a matter of difference in how we communicate and how we receive. So the communicator and the receiver. So if I know you, right, I should know how best to communicate with you, especially if I'm in a relationship with you, right? I know that if I just say to you, X, Y, Z versus X, Y, Z, just the tone in which I use alone will make a difference in how you're going to receive that whatever I'm communicating. So I don't think it's just that, it's about the truth. It's how you communicate it. It's more than just, what you're saying.
I go off that as well.
Okay, go ahead.
I think a big thing is that, especially in relationships, one thing in any relationship I'm with, whether short-term, long-term, whatever it may be, I always tell them, like, as in we're on the same team, right? I always make sure they understand that it's not me versus you, right? Because I genuinely, maybe where I am, I practice marriage in relationships. So I'm using, as I practice that with them, I'm using that. I don't know if you're my wife yet or not. So let's say you are. Why start later? Let's start now. So I'm going to try and do the exact same what I would do to my wife, right? To even just my friends in general, right? So I guess it's like you have to first have that kind of idea that we're on the same team. And also the woman, you have to make sure the woman understands that you're on the same team. That's not me telling you because I hate you, but because I love you. Yeah. And I always tell any person that love is the commitment and the desire to do what's best for the receiver.
Mm.
Love is the commitment.
Hey.
Desire to do what's best for the receiver. So if I love you, I'm going to tell you what's wrong because I want you to do, I want you to be better, right? And I just tell them, love doesn't mean no pain.
Mm.
That's a big thing. A lot of people in the world we live in now, love is supposed to be painless,
Mm.
complete bliss. That's rarely is it ever love when completely bliss, right? Even Jesus Christ, when he died, it was painful, but he loved you because he loved you. His son died, right? I used to use this analogy when you go to the gym. Going to the gym is good for you. Do we agree? Yes, but it hurts. So it's self-love would be going to the gym, but it hurts. So just because it hurts you doesn't mean it's not good for you. So we have to kind of stop linking pain and bad together. So when we tell the truth, you have to first have, that's what I was saying, as a man, you have to build an environment of safety. So when you're telling your child or your wife something that could be painful, they understand because daddy or my husband is on my team. That's why he's telling me, not just because he wants to just hurt me or because these things only kind of end up being received in a negative way when the channel of communication isn't clear of like what environment are we in? Is this a judge versus a father? What's the play? So until we have that clarity on our roles to each other and how we relate to each other, and you build up that environment where it's I'm not your opposition. I'm your family. I'm your love. I love you. And because I love you, I'm gonna tell it to you. And also, and because I love you, I'm not gonna break you. I'm gonna tell it to you because it's about being effective. So a lot of people say, but I told her. It's not about you just telling her or telling him. It's about the main goal is that you want this person to change. That's the goal. So you got to do that the best way you can to fit that desire. Because if I know if someone's going to flare up, I'm not going to just tell it to you and you get angry and there's no change. I rather just say, I might insinuate it. Babe, this could be better if you did this way, maybe. Or, babe, you look really good in that dress instead. Rather than saying, go change that clothes. You see, you told her, but you didn't tell her. The aim was to change the clothes. That was the goal. But the way it got translated was, the first one was, my husband wants to see me in a better dress, so he's more attracted to me. That's one. The other one is, he thinks I'm ugly. That's a whole different value system that will make the same change. So one will change it out of love. They won't change it out of disgust or out of the different kind of the way the mind is set and that decision. So that's really important. So as I was saying, truth without grace will break you. You know what I'm saying, but also grace without truth. So that's why a lot of men they will lie. They'll tell the girl, you look so beautiful. Nah, lie. You don't look good today, right? Don't go outside like that because there's no truth. But because they want to not hurt you. They want to have so much grace for you. They don't want to rock the boat any much. Now your wife doesn't look as good as she could have been if you had told her the truth. This is why you can't do either or. It has to be both together.
Wow. We're going to be rounding this up. I mean, I feel like we've touched on so many crucial points in this discussion today. And, I'm back again to the topic of, what's your idea of a good marriage? And, we touched on so many things, even parenting, starting from parenting, parenting paying attention because before, they are the ones that model what, the children are going to see and what their vision about family is going to be like in the first place, what the vision of marriage is going to be like in the first place. We talked about so many other things, parental stuff, truth, still coming, truth, grace, love. Idea of a good marriage, truth, grace, love, vulnerability, honesty, loving one another and taking it seriously, looking at, God is actually another one. God, the center of it all. The center of it all. And even for young people to pay attention to God so that you can have a value system, from God and you're not, gifted away by all the social media and all things that are going on in the world. So I want to say a big thank you so much. And I feel like we've covered a lot of points. We've covered a lot of points in this session. But if there's any last words that you want to say to any of the viewers that watch this episode, what would it be? So last words on the topic, marriage, relationship, or whatever it is that you feel like, you're about to, this is the last message you have in your entire life right now.
Mm.
The opportunity that you have to say something that would inspire somebody or a younger person, whatever it is that you want to say right now. So your last words. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My point is, as I said at the beginning of the episode when they introduced me, is my advice to you is to create a life that inspires you and the people around you to want more, be more, and do more. By living every day with purpose, you can die with no regrets. So you're worth something, so act like it.
Thank you so much. All right, Kingsley.
Mine is not so philosophical. What I would say is, for those even before you're married, you need to work on your singleness. Singleness is very important. Knowing that you are a complete person yourself before you get married. And to the married, I would just say, to continue to trust God, and lean on God and lean on His direction. There's no challenge, no obstacle that you may be facing right now that God cannot get you out of, or that He will not get you out of. So just stay strong, good heart, and trust in the Lord. God bless you. Thank you so much for having me as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. For joining. I want to thank Theo and Kingsley one more time for coming on this episode to join me and share your views and your opinion and everything. So everybody, if you have any comments or thoughts on all of this topic, please put it in the comment section below, and I would love to actually hear from you. And we're gonna be having more. The next episode probably going to be the female version of this topic, going to the ladies. We're talking about something like this. So until I come your way again, I remain Abiola, and just stay blessed. Our family, our life is very important, and God actually wants us to have love and joy in our homes, in our families. He doesn't want us to live this life miserable. No, not at all. He doesn't want us to have bad relationships, toxic relationship. He doesn't want all of that. You see, we might have challenges in life, but he wants to, he wants to be part of it. He wants us to walk with it graciously. You see, and young people, please, I love you so much. Take it seriously. Relationship is so important. It's not something that everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's having sex. Everybody's doing it. It's on TikTok. Everybody's doing it. I want to do it. No, your life is very important. You are valuable. Your life matters. God values your life, and you are here for a purpose. You are here for a purpose. You are here for such a time as this. All right. So take it very seriously. We'll come away again next week. Stay blessed, and bye for now. Bye.